Taking boyfriend applications at 60 is crazy to me. So you haven't seen Vivica A. Fox? She's 60 years old and she's taking applications for a boyfriend and looking for a husband, and it's just like, you're 60 and you deserve love. Don't get me wrong. But why did it take 60 to say I'm finally ready to settle down? I just don't understand why we get, fame, success, and we just diminish the need for still creating family, being a wife. Like, why decide and wake up one day at 60 like I want to be married? Like, that didn't click before. I just wish that in the Black community we prioritized family. We cared about marriage. You can have the amazing career and still have a husband, a good husband. But when you are, doing what you want to do and being with this person, being with that person, and you're Vivica A. Fox, and you think that, it's not going to matter. You can have whoever you want, and that's a lie. That's a lie. If people can have whoever they want, they would be with them.
Man, back in the 90s, Vivica A. Fox was where it's at. She was the real deal. Everybody every guy I know wanted a piece of Vivica Fox, She was that girl, man. She starred in movies like Kill Bill. Remember her in Soul Food? Man. Booty Call back in 1996. Well, that was like 97. Independence Day, 1996. Her and Will Smith. She was Will Smith's love interest there. Set It Off, when she was in Set It Off. All those movies, she was on fire. She was on top of the world. She was in, she had so many movies and she was popping, man. Right? Everybody wanted to be in the Vivica Fox business. Now, I remember when 50 Cent was blowing up, and around about 2003, he was accepting an award, and he said, I want to thank Vivica Fox for wearing that dress, right? And after that, they started dating for some time. He was dating her for about a good 4 or 5 months. And they was on top of the world, right? It was very public. And at some point, it ended, right? And he gave his reasons for why it ended. But she was, I guess, was very hurt and upset for why it ended. And all these years later, as time went on, she would still talk about it. Now, he moved on from hip-hop into doing movies, because remember, she was on before he was, right? But he went on to doing shows and started making a lot of money with these TV shows on, was it Stars or whatever he got, those shows on Stars, and his movies. And her career has been floundering. But she started talking like this.
I've said this many times before, 50 Cent was the love of my life. He was the one that, kind of blew that one. Happens. I was young, had been used to taking care of myself. 50 wanted me to be his princess, and I didn't get it.
So at some point, she started to do what all these Hollywood women do. And I just don't understand it. It has to be some type of ritual. Because you see all these Hollywood women and these women in the industry start mutilating their faces. Like, it's not just like one person and you say, man, I don't know what that woman did to her face. But you start to see all of them, no matter what color they are, not just black women or white women. You see all of these women, they just start destroying their faces, putting a whole bunch of weirdo stuff in their face, right? To the point where Tasha K, she got wind of this and she said this.
This looks normal. Besides all the Botox, and they put too much Botox in the forehead, so it's spreading the forehead, because what it does is stretches your skin out when you do Botox, and when it dissolves, your skin gets thick. It's kind of like losing weight and gaining weight and losing weight, and the skin starts sagging, so they put more Botox in, so the face gets bigger and bigger and wider. Hey, there's no issue with this video at all. However, keep watching. It looks like a normal 50-plus-year-old black woman. The BBL's a little off. It don't match the legs, but pause. Who is that? Who the is that?
Now, I mean, it gets crazy because, like I said, now Tasha K is making fun of her face, but after, when she got in her 50s, she's just looked like a normal black woman would look. She was still beautiful. She had some height to her. She had a nice body. I don't know why she would really dismantle and mutilate and destroy herself. So then she got the BBL, and they're making fun of her BBL, right? So 50 Cent, so 50 Cent fashion, he's the ultimate troll. He saw this, right? And then went and did this.
BBL may have 50 Cent spinning the block. He posted this to his own Instagram. Trolling. One thing about 50, he always spins the block. He never forgets. If he's into it with you, once it's up forever.
So 50 Cent was clowning her, making fun of her, and I know that hurt because, you know, she spent her time clout chasing online, always mentioning him and not focusing on her career. So when she made that post and people seen the picture of her face as she's aged, what the Botox has done to her cheekbones, her fake booty, and how her body is not constructed, people start really going in on her.
So I came across this. The left side says when you want her. The right side says when she wants you.
So when you in Hollywood and you look good and all the men want you, you know, and you know they showed like images of the men that she's dated since she was in Hollywood and she was on top of the world and she was very highly sought after. Now you look old and bitter and funny looking because you done mutilated yourself and nobody pays you no mind. Like you overlooked all of the people that could have been potential partners for you, right? You know, people start talking like this.
I know a lot of men are getting a lot of enjoyment out of talking about what she looked like back in the day versus what she looked like now and why she didn't want these things when she looked her best. But let's keep it for real. Most people, this is what they do. Most people, when they look their best, when they're in the best position financially, they don't want to settle down. They don't want the people that want them at that time, right? They think they got so many options. They think that so many people want them that they can keep playing around. And then finally, when that money dry up or when them looks ain't the same, then all of a sudden, that's when them standards start dropping and they willing to accept certain things. Or they keep the same standards and now it sounds delusional that they want these things when they don't look the same or they're not in the same place financially.
So imagine being this beautiful woman and you get with men and you mistreat them, you talk down to them, you think that you're better than them, you don't need them because you mistake options for opportunities. And you have 1,000 options to go get boat raced and get, you know, and get into different places. But at some point it starts to dry up, right? The boat, you got failed Botox. You got a real bad BBL, and Mother Nature catches up with you. You know, you get older. And the man that was doing cartwheels and backflips trying to get your attention, you just overlooked him. He was right there. God sent your man, right? He sent your man for you to walk with and grow with and be with forever. And you overlooked him and pushed him on the forehead and said, oh, man, get out of here. While at the same time praying for a man, but God was giving it to him, you was blocking your blessings because you thought you arrived. You thought you had everything, right? And, you know, she always talked about 50 Cent was the love of her life, but she was immature. 50 even talked about this.
That's exactly what my experience with, what's the name was like? With Vivica.
Oh, with Vivica.
She thought I was just saying this stuff like I was overzealous.
Right.
But I had really the plan, like the layout.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm saying, and then.
You had the vision.
And then she went off doing stuff that because she didn't.
Believe it.
Believe it. Like, and then it was like. It felt like the you know the court was dragging the horse,
right?
And then I had to move away from that because it felt weird, Mike. Like it's like that's how publicists and stuff was telling the stuff to do.
Yeah,
I was like, nah, this is crazy because she'd been on before me. You know?
Okay,
she was making me feel like a little boy.
So 50 says that she was trying to young boy. You know, she was treating him like a little boy because remember he said. She got on before he did. Now, he had the whole blueprint laid out. He knew where his future was going, and he knew his trajectory. And he had this fine girl. He said, man, I get to clap this up every night, right? But her head was, you know, above the clouds. She thought she knew it all. She thought she didn't need anything. So as time went on, her beauty began to fade, right? And him, where he was, his trajectory began to go up while hers was going down, right? And at some point, he got away from her, and you see how bitter she's been. And she's been just really talking trash and mentioning him in every interview she can get, always, you know, clout chasing and always having something to say. And he said, I had to get out from under this because, listen, she didn't have no respect for me. You know, she was willing to spread them cheeks, but she didn't actually respect me as a man. She looked at me as a boy, right? I was just a play toy. I was something to do at that time, right? So now you fast forward all the way to these years, 61 years old, a bunch of Botox in the BBL. She's now bitter, and she's on. She was at an event, and she was asked a question, and she said this:
"Fire to chase after their dreams. Don't date 50 Cent. And don't date no damn rappers."
So 50 clapped back, and you know, he posted this image with the red pill and blue. He said, "Either way, I'm gonna have that blank in the Matrix. You know I love me some you, girl. But damn, it's been 22 years, Vivica." So he, he basically telling her to like, yo, like slow down, right? So women came on. Tinker Giovanni said he basically told her to come home. No, he didn't. No, he definitely ain't tell her that, right? And then Kim Whitley said, "Oh, thank you, 50." Like this thing, like it's crazy, and we know why Kim Whitley said that, because we know how petty 50 Cent could be, and he could have really went in on her, and he didn't. He spared her, right? This woman, Shaddai said, "Oh, he wasn't mean. Vivica's been talking about him for years. She still loves this man." And these women know that she was out of pocket. She out of pocket and she out of line. But you know, he basically spared her, and I explain that. This is the nicest version of petty that I have observed from this man. And women are usually on each other's side, but they know they all know. They know what it is, man. Man, this is funny though. This is funny. So another woman came on and said, he cares about her feelings. He loves her, right? Then somebody else came and said, LOL, that was very nice response. That was a very nice response from him. Because they know that he could have really went in on her, man, and as he should have, but he didn't. Now, this is the thing. When you are a beautiful woman and you can get away with certain things at a certain age, you can get away with those things because you have pretty privilege. But you can't get away with that stuff at 61 years old, when now he's older and he can go get a woman 30 years younger than you. He can go get a 31-year-old. He don't have to go get no 61-year-old with a bad attitude that's bitter, because she overlooked her tomorrows, and now they creeping up to her because she couldn't understand the difference between options and opportunities. So now you're old, bitter. That thing is all dried up. They barely get wet anymore, right? Past menopause, and you're mean and evil, and you're vindictive. You're vindictive. Now I can see if you wasn't mean, you wasn't evil, you wasn't vindictive, you ain't gonna get no fake booty, you ain't mess up your face, maybe you still look like a pretty black woman, right? Women go through their changes and stuff like that, but you went through all your changes and you're vindictive, evil, and mean. And you always saying things to disparage black men all the time. So your beauty has faded. Nobody's checking for you. We saw you when she was online talking about she's open up to any race to date and all that kind of stuff. Don't no other races men want to date you? No, they see how you carry on and the way you behave. Man, this is funny, man. But she got exposed, man. She definitely got exposed. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about this, man. This woman just can't keep 50 Cent name out of her mouth. She always talk about 50 Cent, but then go in on him. First he was the love of your life. Now she's telling women don't date 50 Cent. How about you tell those women don't overlook their tomorrows? How about you explain them to the women, because now you have experienced the difference between options and opportunities. How about you tell those women that? Right? How about you tell the women to not walk around with horrible attitudes and being real mean and vindictive and nasty, right? Like you was. And maybe they can acquire the things that they out here trying to get, and their career won't be like yours. But if you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.